I'm Quinn. Welcome to Open Awareness Yoga. Today we're going to be working with those wrists and also some upper back strengthening. We'll open up the back of the legs as well. This is great work for pretty much everyone who handles a phone or a keyboard. We open up through the carpal tunnels and stretch through those tense shoulder muscles. What you'll need is a space at the wall, and that's about all. So if you're ready, let's get started. So we're going to start at a wall, and you want to find your hip points with the heels of your hands, and then walk up straight against that wall. Fingertips on the wall, flatten your hands and walk your way back so that the feet wind up underneath the hips. Take a look at your hands and make sure that they're even on the wall, so the same distance from the floor, and that the index fingers are pointing straight up to the sky. The creases of your wrists will be parallel to the top edge of your wall, where the wall meets the ceiling. So now we're just looking at the hands. If your legs are quite tight here, you can bend them. Forget the back half of your body for a second. And then notice where the pinky side of the hand enters the wrist. And then cross to the middle and notice where the thumb side of the hand enters the wrist. Notice if your weight is more on that outer pinky side of the wrist or on the inner thumb side of the wrist. And you'll be able to see a tiny movement as you shift your weight from the pinky side to the thumb side and press the thumb side down hard. Now keep that pressing and straighten out all of your fingers. It might be particularly difficult at the heel or the root of your thumb to get them to flatten against the wall, but do the best that you can. It's already a lot of work. And now here, look down at the ground and bring the ears between the biceps. You're still pressing into that thumb side of the hand. Knees can stay bent. And let's start to focus on the bottom half of the body now. So notice your feet. Same thing as the hands, we want to make the feet parallel. So bring the centers of each feet parallel with one another. And then bringing your eyes up to your knees. Notice that your knees are in line with the centers of your feet. So some of you might have one knee rocking in or both knees opening out. Can you bring the knees so that they're right in line with the center of your feet? So then from here, maybe you leave the knees bent slightly, or maybe you straighten through the legs, keeping those knees in line. Now look back at your hands. Have you bent your fingers? Have you shifted your weight to the outer wrist? Move it back to the inner wrist and straighten through the fingers. Now we've got the feet and the hands both set. Bring your ears between the biceps and press into the wall. It's as if you could stretch your upper arm bone and stretch your armpits, opening the armpits towards the floor. Now, mind on your triceps, that's your outer upper arm. Roll your triceps down towards the ground and the biceps up towards the sky while you're still pressing into the thumb side of the wrist. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of work. Take any break that you might need. So we're rotating the outer upper arm down towards the ground and pressing into the thumb side of the wrist. Now spread across your collarbones and spread across your upper back. Reach your tailbone directly behind you and lift your navel gently up towards the spine. Nice. And from here, bend your knees. Take a step in towards the wall and come to standing. Shake it out. And now we have a series of exercises that tend to feel quite weird through the arms, but it's very good for you. So stand and arms width away from the wall so you can still touch the wall with your feet spread wide, a more solid foundation. And then bring one of your hands to the wall, fingers facing straight up. So that's index finger facing up. Again, the creases of the hand or the creases of the wrists are facing up towards the ceiling. So again, bring your weight from the pinky side of the wrist to the thumb side of the wrist and a slight bend to your elbow. Wrap your outer upper arm down towards the ground and then stretch across the collarbone as you press firmly into the thumb side of the hand. Right now I'm feeling some interesting nerve sensations. Take a few breaths. Try and soften that shoulder down away from the neck. And release. Oh, shake it out. and change sides. Bring your other hand to the wall, right at shoulder height, not higher, lower is okay. Creases of the wrists parallel to the ceiling. Now move the weight from the pinky side of the wrist to the thumb side of the wrist and straighten each of your fingers. Bend the elbow slightly, wrap the tricep down towards the ground. And now lengthen that upper arm bone to press the body away from the wall. Soften that right shoulder down and breathe. And release. We've got a few more here at the wall. So now instead of the fingers facing straight up, we'll turn them behind us. Wide base. That arm is at shoulder height. Straighten the fingers. And again, we move the weight from the pinky side of the wrist to the thumb side of the wrist. Bend the elbow, wrap the tricep down, and then lengthen the upper arm bone as you press into the root of the thumb. Breathe. Don't let the shoulder hike up towards the ear. Soften it down. Allow the stretch to happen. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And release. Shake it out. Second side. Turn around, other hand on the wall, fingers facing back. Move the weight from the pinky side of the wrist to the thumb side of the wrist. Bend the elbow, wrap your tricep down, and now lengthen the upper arm to find your stretch. Soften the top of the shoulder down away from the ear and breathe. And release. Shake it out. Last one. As you probably guessed, the fingertips will turn down towards the floor this time. So the heel of the hand still in line with the shoulder. You know the drill. We move the weight from the pinky side of the wrist to the thumb side of the wrist. Bend the elbow just slightly. Wrap the tricep down and then lengthen the upper arm. Soften the top shoulder and breathe. Try not to let the fingers curl up, but let them be long on the wall. Notice the sensations, as if you couldn't. And release. Shake it out. Last time, last side. Fingertips down. Move the weight from pinky wrist to thumb wrist. Bend the elbow, wrap tricep down, soften the shoulder, and lengthen the upper arm bone. Breathe. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And release. Shake it out. We'll come back into that wall push. So, heels of the hands at the front hip points, stand close to the wall to find your distance. Flatten the hands as you walk your way back. Feet underneath hips. Now we're looking at the feet, mime the feet, parallel the feet. Knees in line with the center of the feet. Knees either bent or maybe straight. Long spine. Look up at the hands. Straighten the fingers, bring the wrists parallel with the ceiling. Move the weight from the pinky wrist to the thumb wrist. Slight bend in the elbows, wrap the triceps down. Press into the wall to lengthen the upper arm bone and bring your ears between your biceps. Deep breaths in. Feel for your shoulder blades on your back. The natural orientation of the shoulder blades and the arms are overhead like this is an upward rotation. So the outer edges of your shoulder blades are moving up towards your pinky fingers, but the inner edges of your shoulder blades are moving down towards your hips. And that's just natural. See if you can feel that happening, and perhaps even exaggerate that upward rotation of the shoulder blades. Feel the arms get longer. And here, exhale, bring fingertips down to the floor, bend the knees, and hang. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands, ragdoll. Deep breaths. Bring your fingers back down to the floor. Sink the weight of your hips. Keep it sinking as you roll up through the spine. Head as the last to arrive. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, and especially any requests for future videos, I'm here for you. So please leave those in the comments. And until next time, I'm Quinn, and this is Open Awareness Yoga. Thanks.